Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. So we're gonna go ahead and do a very special past, present, and future reading. If that's something that interests you, do stick around. Gemini, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that will have all the information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you are returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm not going to do angel numbers or an animal message or anything like that because this is kind of a different type of reading. I just felt very compelled to do it, like past, present, future. Now, the topic that we pick up on, the story that we pick up on, is going to be up to you, Gemini. And honestly, it probably is not going to be for everybody. It's going to be more like majority rules in this type of situation. What's most present on your mind, that is what we're going to pick up on, okay? So let's go ahead and dig right into this. Now, we do have the Psychic Impressions card that came out. This is psychic downloads. It's in psychic gifts and abilities that could be coming to the surface. It's following your intuition, trusting your intuition, and it's difficult to get one card for past, present, and future. So this is just the general overall energy of this entire reading. And I feel like it is that you can trust your intuition. There's something here where it's like listening to your intuition, trusting your intuition, acting on your intuition, even when you feel like you don't understand why, you can't see the logic behind something, or even if you feel like it's not really led you to the place that you want to be. Like, because sometimes our intuition will tell us to do certain things, and then we're like, okay, well, what the heck? What the heck? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, you told me to, go this way, do this thing, and it's just added stress to my life. Like, what was the point, right? But sometimes it's the lesson, sometimes it's the growth, sometimes we just can't see it in this present moment of why we were compelled to do whatever we were compelled to do, okay? But overall, the energy of this reading is following and trusting your intuition, okay? So how we're going to do this is we're going to pick 3 tea leaves, one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. Please keep in mind that the future is going to be very, very snapshotty, right? So this is what it is right now. This can always change. Tarot does not dictate your future, does not dictate your life. You do, okay? So if there's a not great future outcome for whatever reason, we can make choices, we can make actions that will possibly change that, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? Because I have no idea what's going to come out. This is definitely an experimental type of read, okay? So let's get something for the past, please. Gemini, the theme that the collective, Gemini Collective, wants to talk about today. Let's get something for the past. What was the past of this, okay? We do have January that came out. I'm going to keep month cards over there, okay? But Capricorn, Aquarius energy or season could be significant. January could be significant. So the past, what was going on in the past? We have haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. If you know better, then you should do better. Okay, interesting. So it feels like in the past there was some kind of karma that came through, or there was an opportunity to work on karma, clear karma. Basically, I almost feel like prove to yourself and maybe even spirit in a certain circumstance that I'm going to do things different this time around. I'm going to do things better, right? If you know better, then you should do better. So we'll see what that's talking about, but let's keep it moving. What is the present for Gemini gang? What is the present energy of this reading for Gemini gang? The present here. We have the sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start, redo. It says morning surprises and a light after the dark. Yeah. So some of you guys could have went through some karma, or you maybe had to learn some really rough lessons about your cycles and your patterns and how, you do know better, so you should do better, right? It's almost like for some of you, maybe you had to repay some karma, or you went through some kind of really tough lesson, okay? And I feel like you have done some kind of healing, you've done some kind of deep dive. I'm getting the Hermit card in my mind's eye. So you've went in, you've done the inner work, you've learned some lessons here. You've definitely cleared out some kind of karma in this situation, Gemini. or you were made to face something about yourself so you could clear out karma. Sometimes it's like we need certain situations, certain people to hold up mirrors in front of us so we can see ourselves clearer, right? It's kind of easy to kind of, I don't know, walk around oblivious to what we need to work on, walk around oblivious to what we do in the comfort zones and patterns that we have ourselves in, until a mirror comes in front of us and goes, look at this right now. This is how you react. This is how you handle things. This is, this is the pattern that you always do, or this is how something always plays out. It's like, but this time it hit hard, whatever it was, okay? It hit really hard with this karma energy. And I see that because we have light after the dark, which lets me know you went somewhere in between a little tiny little area right here. There was a dark night of the soul. Some of you guys, Spirit is asking me to just kind of clarify that some of you guys could be in this little in-between spot right here. Maybe you haven't really got to this sunrise yet, but you're getting there, okay? This is the present. This is what is here. This is what is in your most immediate energy, or even future, even though we're going to have a future position. Like, this is what's here, okay? So I hope that makes sense. But it's going to be different vibes for everybody. Everybody has different parts that they play or where they're at in this story, okay? Take it as it resonates. Some of you guys are well into this sunrise. It's like you've woken up. It's a beautiful day. It was just really dark and you're like, I'm feeling a little bit better here, right? I feel like I understand myself more. I feel like I understand that situation more. I feel like I understand the lessons, like I've absorbed something in my brain. You know what I mean? Like I know why something happened, or I know what I need to do now, what I need to work on, what I need to look at, okay? And some of you guys could even be feeling like a new zest for life. There could be this energy here of wanting to start new creative projects, wanting to seize the day. It's like whatever this karma, this energy here, this lesson that you went through, Gemini, it's almost like it taught you that life is precious, time waits for nobody, life waits for nobody. You have to seize the opportunities when they're in front of you. You have to seize the moments when they're there, because they can slip by just like that. And I feel like there's something here where maybe it's like you're going to make the most out of life, or the most out of any situation that you put yourself into from now on. Some of you guys could definitely be learning something new hobbies, wanting to better yourself in some kind of way, or again, just invest in something that it feels like it would be fun to invest in. Maybe again, there's some kind of class you want to take, or something that you want to learn that's new. Maybe you want to learn how to kayak or wakeboard or draw or paint or write. Maybe you want to learn how to sing or play an instrument here, okay? But whatever it is, it's like, I'm going to seize the day. I am going to make the best out of life, is it what it feels like. Now, some of you guys, you might have a chance to redo something. Maybe not with this exact situation that taught you the lesson in the past, but it could be this energy of like, you know what? I sense the energy of a second chance, right? I sense the energy of I could do this differently this time. So yes, that is how life works. It is a circle, right? It's a cycle. So we learn a lesson and then it comes back around. Have you learned this lesson? Or perhaps do you need to learn this lesson in a different way? Okay. And I feel like maybe you're sensing that, like, this lesson is coming back around, or it has the potential to, or this is just the optimism, the hope here of, you know what, when it does come back around, I'm going to do things differently. I know I've been having myself, like, this resonates for me so far. I feel like I've been having that conversation with myself a lot, lately, of like, the next time, not to insert my personal stuff here and I'll keep it private, but the next time I'm going to do things differently, not better, because I feel like I was, giving it my all here with the best intentions, but I'm going to do things differently, right? Because when you want different outcomes, when you want different results, when you want a different ending to the story, you have to move different. Okay, and then I feel like that's something here with this haystack or this karma situation that you've learned. Now, with the intuitive message here of your intuition could have really been speaking to you about some of this stuff, right? Could have definitely told you, you know what? First of all, your intuition could have guided you into this haystack in the first place, okay? Like your intuition was like, oh yes, go that way, okay? It'll be excellent, right? It's giving that kind of energy here. I don't know, maybe somebody's intuition speaks to them like Dr. Evil, because that's who I'm seeing. Like, I'm seeing Dr. Evil. You know how he does that thing where he puts his pinky up to his mouth and he laughs? Like, I'm getting that energy. Somebody's intuition is a little cheeky out here. Or this is your guide, your ancestors, whatever. It's communication from the other side, right? You were definitely guided into this haystack. Maybe not fully understanding what you were getting yourself into. But damn it, we're here now, right? So it's almost like we're going to try to make the best out of this. I also feel like your intuition told you when it was time to see this for what it was, which is possibly a lesson or possibly a chance to close the cycle, work through some karma, do better, whatever. Okay? Your intuition is also giving you a sense of hope right now. It's telling you, oh, you're not finished yet. There's still some fight in you. You have a chance for a new day, a new opportunity, a redo of sorts, right? A chance to see the light after the dark. So yeah, your intuition could definitely be guiding you through this process, but I also feel like it goes deeper than your intuition. We have an ancestor card here that could have came out because, you know, I feel like I'm picking up on that. Like, I feel like I'm picking up on spirit guides, the ancestors, like your spiritual team, possibly even spirit itself, really guiding you through this or speaking to you. And again, possibly led you into this haystack to begin with, okay? So very interesting energy. And look, I was talking about the ancestors, how I feel them. And then we have the tree, which is my ancestor card. So yes, okay, I feel very strongly that the ancestors had a part to play in this because they want you to work through your cycles. They want you to clear out your karma. You know, they want you to have the best and highest and greatest version of life for yourself. And you're not going to do that running around in circles, living the same thing over and over and over again, okay? Okay, so let's get some future energy out here. Now that we kind of have an idea of what the past was, what the present is, and let's get some future. Okay, did something pop? No. Okay, let me see. Future. What is the future energy of this situation for Gemini gang? What is the future? We have the Tower. And it's a good tower, y'all. Okay, the Tower in the tea leaves is a very positive card. It's saying there's a solid foundation to be had here. There's success with effort. I feel like that's a big one, okay? Problems to be resolved. Okay, so things are getting better in the future, right? You've resolved some kind of problem. Again, whether this is internally, externally, with others, or even by yourself. There's an energy here of I have let go of some kind of stress. Right? I'm not crying over this spilt milk anymore. Not to minimize a situation or a relationship in your life to spilt milk, right? I'm a firm believer in feeling it to heal it. So I think that, you know, you need to acknowledge how deeply things hurt you or how deeply things touched you, because if you don't, there's a tendency to kind of hold on. There's a tendency to dwell or ruminate. And that's where we see people years later still upset about situations that happened because they didn't really ever give themselves time to feel it. So it's almost like it never really had a chance to heal. Okay. So I feel like, yes, there is an energy here of you healing something, you know, but also deciding I'm not going to cry over the past. Like, I'm not going to stress about this. Perhaps in this little in-between moment here that we have between the present and the future, there's been some clarity that has come through. There's been an aha moment, a light bulb, an epiphany that's shown us, you know what? I see why this has happened. The thing about Gemini energy is that we like to have the answers. Sometimes the closure that we need is clarity. It's not necessarily, you know, anything super physical, right? For us, sometimes we just need to know the why. We just need to know what, right? How, when, where. We want the questions that we have answered because we are a very curious sign, okay? So I feel like there could have been, I'm just intuitively feeling this, that there could have been some kind of clarity that's going to take place here. And this is going to really give you the answers that you need and therefore help you see whatever this was as a small problem. It wasn't necessarily as big as maybe it felt like it was. Although I'm getting a little bit of pushback from Spirit on that, because I feel like Spirit's like, this was a big thing, because this was something that from a past life had carried over. Maybe not necessarily like, say this was a relationship or a situation or whatever with another person. It's like, it might not have necessarily followed over with that person, possibly, okay? But it's almost like this is a cycle in your soul that needed to be cleansed. This is a lesson that really needed to be learned on a very deep level. So while there's this light and carefree attitude about it moving forward, which is great, Spirit's also like, let us acknowledge the fact that this was actually very important, and it was something that was profound and significant to your journey and to your growth, right? Because yeah, you know, especially with the haystack, because it just feels like karma is something like, it's like it was a cycle that kept going back around, okay? Like whatever this haystack was, this exact situation has happened. So say this is a relationship that fell apart, okay? And say there were certain dynamics that caused this connection to fall apart. Things you did, things the other person did. Both of you individually, you've done this before with other people. So say somebody ran away from the connection. They were feeling too much. Nope, it's a threat to my independence. Absolutely not. I'm my own person, autonomy and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm gonna have to deuces. Okay. I like to keep it drama free, right? From what is that from Chris Brown, whatever that he says. Okay. That is something that they've done before, like running away from things because it's too intense, it's too hard, or it makes them feel too much, or they don't know if they can handle it, right? And let's say, you know, you maybe tried a little bit too hard, made yourself a little bit too available, didn't see the red flags, right? This has happened to you before. So there's almost this energy here of, again, this is significant for everybody involved, or just if it was just you in this situation involved in it, because again, it's something that has happened before and the cycle needed to end. Okay. Now, I don't know if the other person, if there is another person that's involved, Gemini, I don't know if they learned their lesson. Who knows? We're not here talking about them. We're talking about you. So we're going to keep it focused on you. And I can tell you, Gemini, that you have definitely learned some lesson here. And again, it's like when I get a new chance, when I get a new shot, I am not going to do things the same way. And you will get a new shot. You will get a new offer, because that's how life works. Things come back around to show Spirit, show your ancestors, show yourself that you actually have learned. Oh, you say you're going to do things different? Perfect, says Spirit. Let me show you something. Let me throw this in here and let's see how you do things different. Okay. So this, whatever this situation is, again, it will come back. Whether it's with this, probably not with this person if there is a person involved, but just take it as it resonates. It's like the opportunity, the situation itself, the dynamics will come back around. Okay. The Tower is talking about you being solid, Gemini. You have built up a tower on a solid foundation. Oh yes, that is right. Something crumbled, something fell apart, okay, because it was not built on a solid foundation. And in the future, you have a tower that is built on a solid foundation. Congratulations. Isn't that what we all want, right? Every time we see that Tower card in tarot, we're like, oh God, you know, because it just means there's work to do. It means this has to fall apart, so now I have to build something back up, and I don't want to do that. Can't I just get it right? You're getting something right, okay? Again, you're letting go of stress, and you're understanding a very fundamental lesson here. Accidents. I know it says accidents here, but also like failures, right? Quote unquote. Teaching moments. You've learned something, again, and that is why your foundation is solid. That's why you have a good tower here. You're standing tall. For some of you, you're doing very well financially. You've built a biz, right? Or your biz is doing very well. It's flourishing. You're flourishing, okay? Some of you guys might move to a new house or a new place. Maybe you're relocating, and you're living a life that is feeling like it's way better than what you were back here. Not that you weren't grateful for what you had, it's just that you've leveled up. There's a massive level up, okay? Now, I did notice this, the cobweb. Ooh, look, May. Shout out to my May babies, okay? As which I am one of them. So, Inkpot with the cobweb here, it's like you're being protected too. Oh yes, Spirit is giving its stamp of approval here. I almost get the energy of like Spirit like, okay, well, show me something, Gemini, right? I'm getting this energy of like, there could be here, somewhere in here, a little bit of a redo, a test, right? Did you really learn this lesson, or is this just another foundation that's going to crumble, another tower that's going to fall apart? Oh no, I think you have resolved this problem. Okay, I think that you have learned some kind of lesson, Gemini. I feel like you are being very protected, very cloaked. It's like Spirit is giving you its blessing. Spirit is saying, yes, you have learned something and we are damn proud of you for that. Okay, so that could be the reading. It really could, but we're going to go ahead and dig into this a little bit deeper, guys. Okay. So let's see what this karma was, this lesson that you needed to learn. And I strongly feel that people, situations can really show up as like catalysts for us, you know? Like, so I don't know if we're necessarily going to pick up on a certain individual or a certain group of people. We very well could, but I feel like this is more going to be about your internal stuff, what you've learned from this or what this was meant to teach you, okay? Okay, so let's see. What is this karma? What is this lesson? Okay, you will reap what you have sown. I feel like in the past, it's like, look, channel sponsor showing up. It's like in the past, you got what you got. You got what you gave, right? In whatever way that means. It's almost like you maybe manifested a certain particular outcome of a certain particular situation because you were acting in a certain particular way. If that makes any sense. Right? It's like almost like, because it says karma, you will reap what you have sown. You sown these seeds, or a lack of, right? You didn't sow the seeds, and so there was no harvest, right? Or you sowed the seeds too much. It's reminding me of my spinach, which I know it's a little too late in the season to try spinach, but I'm very hard-headed, so I was like, I'm gonna try anyway. But it's reminding me of my spinach because I put way too many seeds and they're almost like competing with each other and like smothering each other, right? It's like I'm getting both sides of the stories here. For some of you guys, you didn't sow enough seeds, you didn't invest enough, and so there was no harvest. There was never gonna be a harvest. You can't harvest the motherfucking air, dust, okay? You can't harvest that. Just like you're not gonna be able to, something's not gonna be able to grow if you're giving it too much. It's almost like you needed to find a healthy balance with whatever this is, okay? So let's see what the haystack is talking about. Give me something for this haystack, please. What was the lesson? What was the karma here? Just what was this with the past? With this haystack energy that we're picking up on. Obviously nervous, obviously worried, you know, avoidancy energy, anxious energy. For some of y'all, I feel like this is like an anxious avoidant type of dynamic that you had with somebody or something. I'm getting that very strongly, right? Like one person saying, yep, I'm going to show up to this connection, but I'm not going to do a damn thing. I'm going to show up to this situation, but I'm not going to invest in it. Nope. And another person being like, I really should leave this behind because it's not giving me what I deserve, but I'm still going to try. Because that's what I do. I'm an optimist, right? It's giving that kind of energy, guys. And haven't we all been there? Okay, so what is this? We have the devil. Come on now. Capricorn energy coming through. And then it wanted to pop out with the emperor, y'all. And I'm going to keep it. Aries, Capricorn energy, 6 of Cups. It's a pattern when the devil comes out, right? It's not necessarily talking about anybody being toxic, although you know your life and your story more than me. Maybe somebody was toxic AF. But I like to think that, you know, especially when the emperor's out here, which is divine masculine energy, but I'm not going to really focus on that too much. It's just more of like an empowerment, right? Standing in your power. The emperor has learned these lessons. They're not going to succumb to the lower level temptations, energies, right? Cycles of the past. They've grown. They've created this solid foundation. They know exactly who they are. They know exactly what they want. They're very firm, very sure of themselves. This is somebody who is extremely self-aware and self-developed, the emperor, okay? This is like, I've been there, done that, and I got the t-shirt. Everything. I already know. The devil energy, however, is a pattern. And since these are two majors, this is telling me that this was like a clash. Like you fought with yourself over whatever this situation is. So if this was like, because the 6 of Cups is making me feel a couple things. First of all, yes, possibly a soulmate connection. Another thing here is, again, a repeating pattern. Something we've already been through. The past, coming back. That's what the Six of Cups is. Just ask any tarot reader, right? I feel like your guides were like, look, we're going to get this right this time. We've tried this. We're getting better. Let's try it one more time, okay? There's this energy here, though, of, again, battling yourself, especially with these two majors, because it feels like whatever this was, it was, again, like you know how, like, you'll see in cartoons, like the devil on your shoulder and then the angel on your shoulder? That's literally what I'm getting with this combo here, okay? It's like the devil being like, oh, no, you know, protect yourself, or do this or do that, like basically asking you to kind of fall back into those unhealthy patterns. And then the angel being like, well, what if we tried something different this time? I feel like whatever happened in the past, maybe somebody like flicked that angel off their shoulder and they're like, oh man, nope, right? It just feels like there was a repeating pattern, like I had said. But this was actually really good. I am an optimist, y'all. I feel like there's this energy here of this really showing you more than ever that you want to step into this Emperor energy. Male or female, this is not about gender. This is about energy, okay? I want to be self-realized. I want to be self-evolved, right? I want to have this tower and not have it be the tower in the freaking tarot that's scotch taped together, falling apart, you know, birds flying all through it because there's no really, like, you know, there's no windows, there's nothing sealed here. Let me see if I can find the tower. It's probably going to be, oh, I think I just saw it. Yes. This was your tower before. This is your tower now, right? This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs, basically, okay? And for some of y'all, it could have been something like that. There could have been like some kind of addiction or a really nasty habit or something like that, okay? So I'm sorry if I just made light of that and that's actually legitimately what it was. My bad, okay? But I feel like there's definitely something here where it's like this was sufficing in the past because you're like, look at this tower. Red flags all everywhere and shit. You know, ancestors like, what in the hell? There was a chance to rise up and notice that you are not doing whatever you need to be doing. Things are not happening the way they need to be happening. You're not learning the lesson. You're repeating lessons. You're repeating patterns. You're repeating cycles here. You're handling things the same way that you always handled things. You're reacting the same way that you always reacted. You know? Even though I feel like when you guys, before you were led into this haystack, y'all, I feel like you were actually quite sure of yourself. Like, no, I am the Emperor. I have learned a lot of lessons. I've grown a lot, and nobody is disputing that, especially with you coming out as the Emperor. Spirit is not disputing that you were quite powerful, quite self-realized and evolved when you went into this haystack. It's just that is what the devil does. It tempts us. It tests us. It asks us, are we going to sink back into the easy, the comfortable, the pattern? Or are we going to continue to see that, no, we're different. We have changed. We've grown. We've learned. You know? So yes, I feel like there was something here where it's a repeating cycle from the past that came back around, and for whatever reason, you still need to learn some kind of lesson here or whatever, okay? That is what I'm getting with that Emperor and that Devil. And I feel like, again, it's like you fought yourself over this. Yes, Two of Swords, right? You fought yourself over this. Some of you guys, you knew damn well that you needed to react differently or you needed to change some things up here with the Queen of Cups. Your intuition was definitely screaming at you. Okay. There's almost an energy too of this with this card of like, fuck it, let's just see how it goes, right? And it's like that wasn't how this situation needed to be handled. It needed to have, maybe that's how you quite frequently do things is, oh fuck it, let's just see how it goes, which I get it, you know? But there's almost this energy here of like needing to kind of really have a developed plan, really know where you stand, really know what you want before you dived into this, because that would have avoided the issue here. It's like maybe not really knowing, I don't know, there's a confusion type of energy that I'm picking up on with this Two of Swords and this Queen of Cups. Okay? But that's basically the past. Let's not spend too much time on the past because we're not there no more, people. We are here in the sunrise. We've seen the light. Okay, we understand that was a pattern. We got ourselves out of it somehow, some way. Okay, and we recognize that. With the Emperor, we see, oh no, this is not how an Emperor would handle this situation, or this isn't how an Emperor would do things. I maybe lost myself a second here, and I kind of stepped back, I slipped back. But that doesn't mean that all the work that I've done on myself is for nothing. No, 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 okay? So what is the sunrise here in the current moment here? We have the Knight of Wands. Give me one more. What is the sunrise here for the current moment? We have the Eight of Wands. Wow, a lot of wand energy, guys. Okay, some of you guys can be really focused on your work right now because that's 9 wands and that's my burnout energy. So some of you guys could be really working on yourself, working on your skills, working on your foundation. We see that. That's going to work out quite well for you. There's this energy here of wanting to seize the day. Like I was saying, that's what the 9 of Wands does, right? He seizes the day. You know, he goes after things. And there's also something here with, again, facing the dragon here, doing things even though it's a little scary. Even though maybe, again, last time it didn't turn out so well, but this time it's going to be different because this time I'm going to be brave. This time I'm going to know where I stand. This time I'm going to stand in my integrity, stand in my values, stand in my morals, stand in my power, stand in my growth here. This time it's going to be different. And I feel like it is, actually. If this was the 9 of Wands that had come out as one singular card, I'd be like, wow, you're just really working super hard. And maybe there even is a level of like avoidancy here. But since this is separate, especially coming out in such a positive card, it's almost like things start to pick up for you. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of progression here, or this is what's happening. A lot of passion, a lot of action happening. But with the Page of Pentacles being very realistic here, like very much you know, investing in safe ways, in smart ways. So if you're the type of person that like likes to jump in, give your all, right? Throw 20 spinach seeds into one little container and hope for the best. You are like, this, I need to temper this emotion. I need to make sure I'm controlled. I need to make sure that I'm keeping my passions, keeping my desires under control, right? That's the kind of energy I'm getting, guys. I feel like there's something here where it's like, again, you're delving into your creativity, you're delving into your passions, you're making a go of it, you're really focused on building a solid foundation, and because of that, you are seeing a lot of progression. You're seeing a lot of movement here. It feels like things are really working out for you. Yes, there's a big healing that's happening here with the star energy. Because I feel like this energy, there was some kind of tower. It's like the Emperor had to look at him/herself in the mirror and be like, okay, I am in the Emperor's clothes, but am I the Emperor right now? Because this is not how I want to handle this, or I should have handled this. I feel like I could have done better. I should have done better. I should have shown up in a more authentic way, or a way that really advocates the morals, the standards that I have for myself. But instead, I kind of seeped into this devil energy, regardless of what that is. I seeped into this pattern that I have. And so there was a little bit of a tower moment there of maybe questioning yourself, or being like, maybe I'm not as healed as I thought I was. Maybe I still have some work to do. Maybe I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like, and that's good. That's good to question yourself. It really is. It's healthy questioning yourself. It's not shaming yourself. It's not being like, oh God, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of garbage, right? It's not that kind of energy. It's just like, wow, maybe I'm not as healed as I thought. Maybe there's some things I could still learn. Maybe I need to try to look at how I could do things better next time. That's a healthy processing here. Okay, but I feel like that tower, you had to see it for what it was. It broke down. The star comes after the tower. That's that healing energy, right? Can we bring this little fishy back to life? Your ancestors are like, I don't know, it don't look good, right? Maybe we can't bring this fishy back, but if another fishy happens to swim in our pool, we're gonna then we're working with something, right? It's almost giving that kind of energy. But I feel like some of you guys were like, well, shit, I'm gonna heal anyway. You know what I mean? I feel like there is a rebuilding of your self-esteem, a rebuilding of yourself, seeing yourself in a clearer way here. There's just a big healing energy that's happening with this sunrise. And because of this, again, you have a zest for life. You're happy. You're ready, right? I'm ready. I'm ready to see where things go. I'm ready to show myself that I can change, or that I am changed, or I can do things different, or I can build a solid foundation. So that is what I'm getting, guys. With this Knight of Wands in the present, because again, the present energy for me is like anywhere from now, the next 6 months. That's present energy for me. I would look at future, honestly, just for me personally. Y'all can do this however you want. But for me, personally, for a future, I would look at that as like upwards of a year from now. That's the future, you know? But so I feel like from now till in regards to 6 months, okay, there's gonna be something unexpected here with the Knight of Wands. That's the unexpected opportunity coming in from a distance, okay? I feel like this is this redo. There's a chance here to kind of slay this dragon again. And I mean that in the most loving way. Whatever this cycle is here, it's like it's another chance to see, can we do this, right? There's something with that. And I feel like it's like, yeah, I got to keep this under control here. But I feel like you're going to. I feel like you are, for sure, because we have the solid foundation, right? We see it. So there is like, again, the lesson comes back around because that's how life works. It's a cycle. And then when the lesson comes back around, we smash it, right? We react differently. We do things differently. We change. We recognize. And this doesn't even have to mean there's like a happily ever after. It could just be like, you know what? I see that I'm doing these same patterns again. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself immediately instead of waiting for a red flag to literally bitch slap me across the face. I'm going to notice the beige flag, or I'm going to go ahead and pay attention to my surroundings or pay attention to how I'm feeling, right? If I'm a runner, I'm a track star, right? If I'm a runner, I'm going to notice that itch to run right away, and I'm going to communicate. Or I'm going to communicate to myself and be like, well, obviously you're not ready, and we don't want to go around here hurting people, leaving scars, getting people invested when we're like, nope, I'm looking for the nearest exit out of here, but I'm going to keep on letting you feel like I'm investing in you. That's damaging. It's damaging to other people. It's damaging to yourself, and it creates karma. Okay, so whatever end of the freaking thing that you are here, Gemini, it's like in the future, when you see this dragon, you're going to see it. You're going to notice it. And I feel like that's the thing. Because with the devil here, there is an energy of almost delusion of like, nah, that's not what this is. Nah. This isn't me needing to learn this cycle again. This isn't me repeating a cycle. This is different because of this, that, and the other, right? But actually, it wasn't different. It may have been a different space. It may have been a different face, but it was still the same old fucking lesson. Okay? And I say that with love, Gemini. You know I love your ass, all right? So I'm saying this with love. And I'm also saying this as somebody who's there with you. I've been through this, right? Like, this is not something that I'm just like, oh, you guys are all like, you know, fucked up. Like, and I'm not. No, definitely some fucked upness, okay? But it's the energy of growth. It's the energy of learning. It's the energy of continuing forward, okay? So I feel like there's this energy of maybe we didn't see it before. We're going to notice it this time, and we're going to tackle it. And that is what creates that solid foundation for that tower. That is what heals whatever this karma is. You stop the cycle. You heal it. You're done. And the best part about this, y'all, the best part, you do not have to do this again. You do not have to learn this exact lesson again. You do not have to face this in another lifetime. Oh yes, you might still face some other things, and there could definitely be other lessons, but this particular thing, you won't have to. And if this is with a particular soul, where y'all come together in all your lifetimes to learn this lesson, the next lifetime, because you finally learned it, you guys get to actually enjoy each other. I know, novel idea. Enjoying a soulmate instead of it just being a lesson. I know, okay? So there's something there with that. Just because I'm nosy, I kind of want to see what this unexpected thing is that gives you the opportunity to learn this lesson again, okay? Or to prove that you have learned this lesson. Well, you're manifesting it. That's the thing. Your soul is manifesting it. Spirit's like, I'm not going to give you that information that easy, right? And plus, I feel like it's going to be different for everybody. So it kind of be like, you know, no point to kind of narrow it down. But let's just say whatever this lesson is, whatever this cycle is that you manifest again, or that you face again, right? You do manifest this in, like your soul does. Maybe you're not actively doing it. Maybe you're like, nope, I don't ever want to face that again. Okay? But your soul is like, oh no, we must. If we're ever going to have this solid foundation, If we're ever going to have this success with effort, we have to face this again. We have to. And so I'm actively going to manifest another opportunity to learn this, or to show that I have learned this. To show that I can recognize when this cycle comes back around. I can recognize when I'm reacting this a certain way. I'm doing a certain thing. I've been triggered, right? My fight or flight has been triggered. I can recognize this. The star, again, an opportunity to heal. That's basically what Spirit is saying in regards to this. There is an opportunity to heal, and this is what this unexpected thing is. Because for some of you guys, you might be like, well, I'm scot-free, right? I've made it out of this. I have went through my tower, right? Everything's crumbled, okie dokie. I've done some kind of healing. I am back in my Emperor energy, and now I am cured. I'm good. Right? But what Spirit is saying is that, nah, you're going to have to prove that, or there's going to be an energy of this coming back around to show that you are actually healed from whatever this is, or you can actually learn this lesson. And this is unexpected for you. I don't know, maybe it's not so unexpected for some of you guys. Maybe it's the way that it happens. Maybe it's the actual knight or the actual dragon that shows up. Maybe that's what's unexpected here. But whatever this is about this, it's like we didn't see this coming exactly, okay? What is this tower for the future? Future energy. We have the Ace of Swords. I like to see it. Okay? That's a mollywop of clarity right to the face. What else is this tower here for Gemini gang for the future? It feels weird looking at the tower as like a positive thing, but see, that's the whole point, right? Building up that tower with a solid foundation. What is this for the future here? This tower, what is this for the future? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Hold on, guys. Too many. What is this tower? We have the World, y'all. Wow. Okay. This reading has come together beautifully. I feel like we should do this reading every so often. Like this should get put into rotation because this reading is actually like low key. I don't know. I just really enjoy it. Y'all let me know if you've enjoyed this reading thus far, if you're even still here at this point, okay? But the Ace of Swords is like, again, we recognize something. We recognize a fundamental truth about ourselves. It is our truth. And we are wielding that sword of clarity, right? That sword of truth for all to see. Not just everybody else, but most importantly, ourselves, okay? And we're proud. We're proud of the development that we've had. We're proud of our tower. We're proud of what we've built for ourselves. The World, this is an official closing of a cycle, guys. That's why I'm just like, y'all, you have shown that you, in the future, because again, in this middle part here, right here, with this Knight of Wands, there's going to be another opportunity to prove that you've learned this lesson or whatever. It's like, yes, cycle is complete. I can throw that hat in the air. I'm done with that. I don't need to learn that again. We've officially learned everything we need to learn from this dynamic, this situation, this pattern, this wound, whatever it is, okay? The World also talks about a lot of success coming in. I know that it gets coined as the card of like a cycle closing, which it is, but for me as a reader, the World always talks about success. It talks about things just going your way, right? Worldwide success, maybe viral success, a very strong foundation. And that's crazy because the Tower is talking about that. Success with effort, right? Penthouse, building a business. I feel like for some of you guys, somewhere along the way here, it's like you really, that strong foundation that you've built within yourself translates to the physical somehow. And there's a strong foundation in the physical that's being built. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you will have a lot of abundance here, possibly even wealth. It's just like there's definitely this energy here of I am doing great, I'm doing so well, and I don't really have the energy of this weight that's on me anymore. Like I've let this go, or I have completed the cycle for good, and now life is looking a lot better. It's looking like I'm a lot more in control here. Okay, so I love that energy for you. Everything is, you know, at rest here. Some of you guys, if this is like a business, or just again, your emotional health, your mental health, everything is very much like secure. That's what I'm getting with the Four of Swords. I know that it has cobwebs and everything, but it's like when I see the Four of Swords like in a money reading, I always look at it as like things are not decreasing, things are not also like, you know, changing. There's like no radical changes here. Like everything is very steady. And I feel like that's what this is. You are mentally at rest. You're feeling healed. You're feeling like you are recuperating. You're regenerating. Some of you guys could be doing a lot of traveling in the future, vacationing, spending a lot of time just chilling because maybe you have built such a strong foundation for yourself that you can chill more. And you're going to be doing that. But it's like, I'm at ease here is really the energy that I'm getting. Okay. I'm feeling at ease. And yes, again, with the Hangman, I have done the inner reflection. I'm seeing things in a completely different way. I have grown. Who'd have thunk it, Gemini, right? Who would have thunk it? You have grown in the future. Yeah, the sun, look at that. Beautiful. The Hierophant, you've learned some kind of spiritual lesson and you've processed it. You've absorbed it. Okay? I feel like you have a stronger sense of self. It's like the Emperor energy could have been like, oh yes, I am the Emperor. See, I am here on my throne and I have my robe and my saber and my map and my little odd crown that's got horns on it. I am definitely the Emperor. Can't you see I'm the Emperor? But this is more like I'm the Emperor and I don't really have to do anything to show that. I just am. The sun just is, right? This is giving the energy of like feeling more secure or more you than you've ever felt. Like it's like a fully realized version of yourself is what I'm getting with the sun energy. Okay? And again, learning the spiritual lesson here, taking ownership. Some of you guys quite literally of, again, a business or a foundation or something. Like there is an ownership here. Maybe you're buying a house, maybe you're buying a property, buying land, buying a business, a .com. But there is definitely like taking ownership of yourself and being yourself. It's expansion, it's a growth, it's new opportunities, it's abundance. Oh man, I really like to see it, guys, okay? Let's get just, I don't know. I mean, do we need advice and additional messages in this reading? Is this something that we could get advice and additional messages in regards to? I don't really know. This is my first time doing this, so I'm not sure. I just feel like in the, oh, dang. I just feel like in the future here, there's an energy of like manifesting at a very high rate and manifesting a lot of positive things towards you. Like whatever karma work you're doing that you've cleared out and whatever, again, the repeat opportunity to learn this lesson, face this lesson again, and you smash it like out of the park. It's like now you've freed up so much karmic space that you are literally manifesting beautiful things left and right. You're no longer manifesting lessons to learn, guys. You're no longer manifesting the energy of, okay, we got to repeat this cycle. No, you've repeated it, you've cleared it. You are manifesting now new beginnings, new opportunities. That is what I'm getting, guys. Okay, yeah, you're seeing beyond your past, for sure. And that's what you were asked to do when you were led into the haystack. You were asked to see beyond your past. You were asked to realize that you're more. You're more than this pattern. You're more than these reactions, these comfort zones, these lower vibing energies, okay? Let's get some advice and additional messages here for this past, present, future. Advice and additional messages. We have It's in You, card number 24. Tame and attain, right? Yeah. Like taming yourself, but attaining the lesson and attaining the growth and the power. You know, and there's like a real sense of autonomy coming through here because I feel like before with this Emperor, because the Emperor just screams like independence, autonomy, right? I'm in charge of my life. I'm in charge of me. But actually having this devil on their shoulder, so not really being in charge. Like if you cannot help but react a certain way every single time this particular lesson comes around, how in control are you really? How much autonomy do you really have? Or are we dressing up that old wound, that old cycle as autonomy? This is where you truly learn that. Because it's like, no, I'm free to actually have a different reaction. I'm free to react in a different way. I'm free to choose to approach this in a different way. I'm free to make this different this time. That's true autonomy. That's true freedom here. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is it's in you, right? What else do we have here? Advice and additional messages. for this past, present, future, advice and additional messages. See beyond the past. I kind of figured it was going to come out, y'all. Because that's exactly what you're doing here. And we're doing a deep dive here where a lot of reflection, right? Looking down at yourself, the reflection. We have no expectations. I actually get the energy with this no expectation cards, and then on top of like that Knight of Wands of like, yeah, you actually don't expect this. Like there's no expectations here, because I feel like you're like, well, we've sailed away, right? We saw it. We saw the lesson. We've done the deep dive. We went into hermitude. We've grown. We're feeling good. We're feeling back in our Emperor energy. And it's like, I don't have any expectations. I'm going to walk through this door. You walk through this door here in the present, or soon to be present. Like I said, now from 6 months to now, you walk through this door and you're like, son of a bitch, I'm back in the fucking haystack. How did I get here again? It's okay. Because now that we went through this, we can show, we know our way out. We do. This time we know. We have the key. Okay? You're going to be asked to face like a scary situation again. Whatever that means for you. Because I feel like this situation was scary. Because it's in you. That's the Cowardly Lion. It says it in the booklet for this deck. It's talking about the Cowardly Lion and how the courage was always within them to begin with. Even though, you know, the Cowardly Lion was searching for courage. I need to find courage. I want to get courage. It's like, bro, it's in you. You don't need to search anywhere. You just need to believe it. We have abundance, which I do feel like your money is going to be affected by this. It's going to look good because of all the, you know, it's blessings, right? Again, you're attracting blessings in the future here. Less lessons, more blessings in the future, okay? That's what is happening. We have Let It Go, Bury It, card number 17. And the illusion, this could definitely, since this is advice, it's like some of you guys are, again, still in this little in-between part right here. You know? Kind of tiptoeing onto the sunrise, or you're in the sunrise. I don't know where y'all are at, right? Just take it as it resonates for you guys. I don't know every single one of you. It's impossible for me to determine where you're at, okay? We have Focus on the Big Picture, card number 19. Advice and additional messages. We have Metamorphosis. That's the change that's about to occur, right? Yes, Spirit doubling down. That's the transformation that's about to happen, or that will be happening in the future. Going from this caterpillar to a butterfly, right? And the only way you're going to do that is to go through the process of change, through the process of growth here. We have Inner Truth. I feel like for some of you guys, you're going to start trusting your intuition a little bit more as well, because maybe you weren't. We have Unknown Gift, Claim Your Power. I also feel like there's a big blessing that's in your future. Like a big, big blessing that for whatever reason Spirit didn't want to allude on until now. Maybe that's that sun energy here that we picked up on, but it's like, because the sun does talk about blessings. I feel like there's a big blessing though. And it's like, you will not see this coming in the future. Kind of like you're not going to see this lesson repeat itself here in the near future. Like in the future, you're not going to see this big blessing that's going to hit your life. It's almost like a big, like, congratulations, or, you know how like when you achieve something, people will sometimes give you gifts, like you get a new job, you buy a car, you get a house, you have a baby, you get married, you know? Your birthday, you made it another year in this bitch. Congratulations, right? Like, you know how like you'll get a gift? It's almost like this is a gift coming through from Spirit in the future for achieving this. It's like a congratulations. You know, you learned that lesson. You finally knocked that devil off of your shoulder for good. Destiny path, you are about to shine. Yeah, I feel that very strongly, y'all. Okay? Like that is your destiny, to shine, to grow, to have an abundant life. All right, guys, that's been your reading. Let me know if you liked it, okay? But regardless if you liked it or not, I do hope it helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it does something. And I will definitely see you all in the next one. Bye.